When I'm home, I'm here every day. There's hardly a day when I don't hit at least 300-400 balls. I'm quite strong-minded, I'm quite strong-willed. I turned pro at 5 handicap. You don't go from 5 handicap to winning the Open and playing 2 Ryder Cups if you've not done a bit of work on it. But my interest is now on loads of things as opposed to just playing. Most golfers would love to be a tour pro, so I do understand how lucky I am to do what I did for so long. And you know, you look back and, you know, great adventure. But you do get to a certain point where it's like, you know, it's more about having a place like this with our name on it, where we're from.
He likes his ball.
I had a fantastic childhood. I was born in Aberdeen, but we moved out to Kemnay when I was, you know, quite young. My mother and father bought a piece of ground, and they built their own house on it. I've got an older brother who's 2 years older, and I mean, we just had a great, you know, a great time.
Toby, come on. Toby, come on.
It was competitive, because he was hanging about with us as you know, young kids and older kids. Football, golf, badminton, all the community stuff that we used to go. It was fantastic. It really was a good place to grow up.
He's off.
My dad and the taxi drivers at the time played every Tuesday. Paul and I used to come along and play at the end of the day. Taxi drivers were the start of his golf.
Yes.
My father, he had his own taxi business. He played in the taxi drivers' outings, and after they came in and they were having their food and they had a few drinks, I would always challenge a few of them to go back down the first, knowing that they've had a few drinks, and you know, you would go down the first for a fiver a head, and then I would sort of scoop up the money, which was always good fun, but they loved it. Kemnay was my club. It was a 9-hole par 3 course, and obviously when you're little, no matter how short the par 3s are, they're quite long, you know, when you're a junior, so you're always hitting wood at these holes. So the 9th green used to be where the first tee is now. So the first yellow tee, or the box tee, is the green used to be right in here, and you used to play from over here with the last hole, with the tee would be over by the trees there, and it was about, oh, I don't know, 170-yard par 3, maybe up through the trees there. You didn't hit many, you know, greens because you're a little wee and you're hitting 3 wood from 140 yards. And I always say that my short game came, you know, from playing at Kemnay Golf Course when I was a kid. So this was, when I was a junior member here, this used to be the clubhouse area, which is now, as you can see, a lovely pro shop. There's the bar area now that's got some lovely golf bags for sale on it, but that was the bar area. So I would spend a lot of time having a Coke and a packet of crisps in here, as you do when you're a junior member, annoying everybody. I would take my bike and just cycle down. We lived about 10-15 minutes from there on my bike, and was there all the time. Had a great time. Growing up, I never really had any aspirations to do much at all, to be honest. It was just by chance that I was out there playing golf, and I was teeing off at the first in one of the taxi drivers' outings at Bankery, and Douglas Smart, who was the pro at the time, just happened to see me tee off. And then he said to my dad, you know, what's Paul's handicap? What does he play off? And he said he's off 5. And he said, oh, what's he up to? What's he doing? Oh, he's just washing cars at the garage. He's not really up to much. I'm not sure what he's going to be doing. Oh, well, he said, I'm looking for a junior assistant. You think he might be interested? You know, so I went over and I said, well, I'm not doing anything else. And that was me. I was a PGA pro in training, which, I mean, was the biggest surprise to me at the time, obviously. All right. Oh, low spinner.
I remember Paul joining Bankery. I was senior assistant. Paul joined us as junior assistant, and spent every minute out with working hours, dedicating himself to practicing before opening the shop at 7:45, 8 o'clock. Lunchtime was an hour. There was always graft down the practice ground or out for a few holes, and then 7:30 at night there was only one place to go, out on the golf course. And every minute of the day was one word. It was just golf: eat, sleep and drink.
Not bad.
Oh, nice shot.
At 5 handicap, it was unusual for anybody to turn professional, but he had the determination and the hard work ethic to become a very good player.
You worked in the golf industry at that wage and that level because you wanted to pursue a career, and it was 6 days a week, it was 12 hours a day, you got paid a little amount of money. That wasn't the gig. The gig was to actually get involved in golf and to try and follow your dreams.
It's crazy that you'd think you used to do 6 days a week, 12 hours a day in the shop, but you did.
You didn't flinch.
Everyone did. No.
You loved it.
Yeah.
I think if we got paid £30 a week was our top wage.
28 I started
Oh,
on.
I see, £2 advantage straight away, you know. And
28,
you got a commission
yeah.
if you're lucky putting on grits for repairs, and that was your other sort of surplus into your £30 a week pot. And that was it, but you didn't worry
No.
about it or groan about it, you just got on with it because you wanted to play golf.
You learn stuff, you know, when you're going through your PGA training and you go through the manual and stuff, you still stand you in good stead now. Stuff that you learned, you know, when you were doing your training. You don't forget stuff like that.
My mum reminds me that Paul, coming from Kemnay here to Bankery, would pass my house and he would drop in past and pick me up, maybe about 6 o'clock, and he would hit balls for an hour or two before we'd open the shop. You know, hitting hundreds and hundreds of balls a day, and, you know, a quick dive onto the putting green for 20 minutes practice, or can you watch the shop, I'm going to nip down and hit bunker shots for an hour, or whatever the case may be. So, you know, you could see it developing.
Yeah, 157 is the bank, pin high right. So you're probably 160.
Have you ever
Pin.
had an Open champion caddy for you?
Oh, good hit.
Strike. Shot, Daniel.
It was a little left. Oh, bunker. How's your bunker play?
Terrible.
See you later.
There was a huge amount of determination. There was a lot of good players at the club, a lot of scratch golfers plus handicap golfers, and, you know, yeah, there was a few eyebrows were being raised about this young assistant pro coming to be a golf professional with handicap of 5. But his work ethic was incredible.
I spent hours every day here just chipping and messing about. But just saying, Hutch, this has all changed a lot, hasn't it? Massive changes here.
Perhaps the green was a little bit more
Yeah.
closer to us.
Yeah.
Because that's quite a big extension.
But is this the size it used to be? Or has this all changed? I don't remember it being this big.
There was never as much fairway.
No, I don't think. The green used to be in the middle, didn't it?
But I think there was more at this end, Paul.
Oh, man. And did you spend a lot of time here?
Yeah, I still come down now.
Do you really?
Yeah, occasionally, yeah.
Oh, I spent hours here, honestly. I just had a bag of balls and would just chip away. Man, I've not been on this bit for a long time. I was lucky that I had Colin Fraser, who was my first ever sponsor and still a pal of mine today. People like them helped me, you know, when they didn't have to. You know, they didn't know what was going to happen. They didn't do it because they thought I was going to be a great player and they were going to get credit out of it. They did it because they wanted to help me.
Back in that days, we never knew what was going to happen with Paul. It was just really a little help with him to try and further his career. I used to go back out at night and play him. We used to play for monies or Mars bars or something, but because I was playing him all the time and he was taking my money off me all the time, and it was mainly down to short game and chipping, that's why I come up with Chippy. Just to keep his feet in the ground. He was not a great a ball striker, it was just his chipping. Well, that was the 9-hole competition at Augusta when I caddied for Paul and he kindly filled up his bag. He only needed probably 3 clubs and he's got a full bag, full balls, everything. Just come off and my shoulder was like that. That's probably my favourite picture because it just captures the moment. I think Paul was always down to earth, feet in the ground, and I always said me and Adam to come back down to earth if he was getting a little bit above his station.
How nice it was. You've got
picture. And he's always had time for people. I mean, he used to come down here and there's a few of the people who are up there working. One of them has been here for 30 years. He'd come down, presented him with a cake, made his day. So it's just small things like that he's done for a lot of people. He's no airs and graces. Everyone's the same with Paul. If you're friendly with him or he likes you, then that's it. It doesn't matter what you are. If you're famous or you're fish merchant, it doesn't matter.
People have always been amazing towards me. We get a massive amount of support from Aberdeen people. And I'm from Aberdeen. Unbelievably proud, to be from Aberdeen. It's always been the place that we'll live, so I think that's important. We had the option, obviously, years and years ago to move down to London to make it easier for me to travel, but we both decided very quickly that wasn't for us. When you travel the world, getting home is important for people, so I always loved getting home. Nothing better than flying into Aberdeen Airport and you're home. Any football club has a massive influence on the community in the city that it's in. In most cities, it's the biggest thing, and it's incredible to see. I'm a fan of the football club. I sit up on my seat, and I cheer on the team. And if they're playing at home and I'm at home, I always come, no matter what run of form they're in. When you play full time, when I was half decent, Saturdays you're playing most of the time, so I kind of didn't come for quite a while because I was always away, always busy. And then when I won the Open, the club invited me to come and they gave us a box up in the stand. And we came with the whole family, my mum and dad, my brother, the whole family came and we were in one of the boxes. And then I went out on the pitch, with the claret jug and stuff like that's just cool. I mean, it's where you come to watch your football. So when they invite you to come with something you win as big as that, it was pretty cool. Wow, great, isn't it?
From an early age, Paul always wanted to succeed. When he was practicing at the house a number of years ago, maybe 14, 15-year-old, he was always chipping balls into an area. And if you'd listened to him closely, he would, as most young lads would do, this is for the Open, I've chipped it in for the Open, this kind of thing. So he believed from an early age that he was going to be there. So yeah, he'd always had that in his mind, right from the start. Yeah.
I'm always really good in bad weather. I normally kind of excel in that, and it's not because I'm a better player than them. It's just because, man, you've got to deal with what's there. You can't just give up. It's your job. You've still got to do your job. I mean, I think it's important. So that week at Kemnay was like that.
Now there's Adam Hunter in the deep blue sweater there. He's the coach of Paul Lawrie.
Adam was there all week. He said to me at the start of the week, if anyone gets round this course without making a double bogey, you're going to have a chance to win this week. That was what he said on the Tuesday. And I think there was only 2 of us that didn't make a double bogey, and 2 of us were in the playoff. 2 of the 3 were the people that didn't make a double bogey or worse that week. Everyone else did.
I think people forget how good his golf was that day. I think a lot of times it goes back to Van der Velde, really, obviously having that, I don't know what you'd call it on the last, but I mean, I think the standard of golf Paul played that day was quite phenomenal.
We jumped in buggies and taken out to the 15th tee to start the playoff. And Adam, he said, I want you to do one thing for me. When the 2 players get on the tee, I want you to look in their faces. I want you to look at them, or something like that, he said. I thought, what's he on about at this time? And then I got there, straight away I thought, wow, he's done that because he knows that these 2 are feeling the way I'm feeling and feeling a bit nervous. And man, just coaching, just little things like that just make the difference for players.
I'm not so sure the right play isn't to lay the ball up.
Before he qualified for the Open, we'd left to be on holiday in Spain. We would go to the local wee bar.
Shot of the day.
So when he won it, it was just bedlam in the bar. There was maybe a bar that maybe held 50 people, had 150 people in it. It was terrific. It was bouncing off the walls. Everybody was up and down. It was great fun. You know, it was really, really, really impressive.
Laurie's the winner.
It's a massive event to win, and you don't realise until you actually do it what's involved in something of that size. You know, it's just, man, it's mind-blowing the size of that tournament. Honestly, it's cool. It's cool to look back and look at things and I suppose what you've achieved in the game that you never thought would happen, so it's nice. It's mega important that you surround yourself with the right people. And Adam, you know, I trusted him implicitly with what we were doing. He was in hospital with leukemia, and I just won for the first time in 9 years or so. And I won in Malaga, and I went to see him. Sorry. I sat in his bed, and he didn't say, well done, or he just said, what were you thinking about with that 815? You think, wow. He was lying there, you know, amazing. Just how he was. Because he travelled with me everywhere I went. So he wasn't just the coach, you know, he was your mate and he was your pal and he would look out for you and he would protect you quite a lot. And he was just amazing. He was very proud of us. Isn't it amazing how it hits you now and again? It's unreal. Now, we'll head through the pro shop. And now when we first took the place over, we thought it'd be quite nice to have some pictures of kind of my career. Down this side is my 8 tour wins. We've got my office is now the Adam Hunter Lounge, which has also obviously got some pictures in it. And then obviously Ryder Cup now, 1999, Mark James is captain. And obviously that was taken at the morning after I won. Craig and Michael, look at little Michael. He hates that picture and he comes in, he keeps wanting us to take off the wall, but nah, it's just a cool picture. Marion's just been amazing, you know, not just for me, but for the boys too. Great mum, hardest working person I know. I'm the one that gets all the credit, but she's the one in the background making it all happen. And we're unbelievably proud of the 2 boys. They're good lads, they work hard, they're kind of well-mannered. They're men now, but they were always good kids. You got a few of them? Right. If you need more, you just get Mikey too. I was helped when I was young, and that's what it's always been about. That's why we started the foundation. You know, we want to be able to give back and let kids enjoy the game that has been good to me. There's a pile of people who work unbelievably hard to make sure that what we do is growing the game.
But it's always the same things, as you know. So.
A lot of people don't realise what he does for golf. He's tried very hard to put his time and effort into golf, and I think it's fantastic what he's done for the area and Scotland wide, because he's very highly thought of in a lot of places here. Oh, right. Good, we've got that.
Take 2.
It'd be easy for Paul to sit back in in the big leather chair with the claret jug and, you know, look what I managed to do. But you know, he's actually facilitating young people to achieve what he did, which is great.
Him and Mum work incredibly hard to put back into the game, so with the foundation and now Tartan Pro Tour as well, giving professionals as well a chance to go and better themselves, and the amount he's put back into golf in this country has been incredible, really.
He's involved in all the tiers of golf that you could possibly imagine in a relatively small country. He's leaving his stamp and he's left his stamp on all those particular levels. Major feather in his cap, and I know he'll be absolutely over the moon and proud to have achieved what he has and continues to do so.
So you weren't using 3-iron much, or you just wanted?
Not a whole lot. I would sometimes use it going into par 5s, but it was more like off the tee.
The amount of work he's done, him and Marion, his wife, over the last probably 20 years is huge for Scottish golf.
Lovely. That's good, eh?
Yeah.
So that's left foot feeling what?
That's left. That's just feeling really tall. He said, all I want you to
Tall.
do just now is just try and feel
Yeah.
as tall as you can.
Yeah.
And not have any more. I still enjoy playing. It's not as though I don't enjoy it. When I enjoy the other bits and pieces more. I enjoy the Tartan Pro Tour and the Foundation and spending time, you know, with David Law and Sam Locke and Sean and Craig and Michael. I enjoy that more than playing now.
Come on, down you come.
Yeah, that'll work out well, won't it?
I would like to think that he's viewed really well, not just from what he's done on the course, but what he's given back off the course. I know he's obviously an Open champion, which in golf is just about as good as a thing as you can accomplish, but it's been an incredible kind of thing he's put back into the game, so I think he'd be regarded pretty highly, I would like to think, hopefully.
It was so funny when they lost his ball and then he came trotting through with it.
Yeah.
Nobody could find it.
I placed Paul as a very highly decorated and respected sportsman in Scotland in terms of sport overall. You look what Paul's done and achieved from where he came from. It's a pretty monumental achievement.
Oh dear. That's good. Oh, thanks.
I don't think he's changed at all. The open win didn't change him. You know, very proud of what he's done in the golf and in the game, and it's good that you know, you do go places and people do say, oh yeah, it's, you know, there's Paul Lawrie's brother or something. You know, I'm proud of what he's done. Yeah, it's great to be involved in that type of thing. Yeah.
Those wedges that you've got come out real low and spinny, don't they?
Absolutely the same person. Yeah, hasn't changed at all. To win the Open is the holy grail. You know, he gives the young players belief that they can do it themselves.
Not like it. It might squeeze through, would it?
It's not sometimes until you look back and you actually look at someone's screen and you think, oh God, they were really pretty good. So yeah, I think obviously he can look back with and be very proud of what he's done.
Yours pitched miles, didn't it?
I know, I just felt like I tapped it as well.
I'm definitely proud to be his friend as a person, not as a golfer, as a person, because he's really, really genuine, really genuine.
Pat, very good.
Pat. I love it. Just when a plan comes together. Can we finish my documentary on that? That'd be great, wouldn't it?
To watch another DP World Tour video, click here, and to subscribe, click here.